the breeze, the calmness of another beautiful day. I am in my garden, the flowers, the flavours of the earth. Cut! Right, I've had enough. Stresses me out being calm. I like to be a bit, up there with stars and up there with bees flying about, buzzing about. So, we're going to take it real DJ Blackweb style, and I'm going to be doing interviews and conversations and podcasts all about mental health, and we're going to keep it real and we're going to keep it down with kids. And remember, guys, girls, people out there, control is all yours. Hello, how are my little webbins? All my podcast viewers and listeners. Yeah, DJ Blackweb here. And I'm actually settling down into winter like a mouse now, going into hibernation, watching ITV, watching all the stupid people in the jungle, wishing I was there. So, spider's paradise, innit? But I'm not. I'm at a DJ desk and I'm doing an interview yet again about the brain, about different parts of the brain, and it really inspires me. My brain don't work right, but whose does, We've got what we've got in the format we're sent, and then it's up to us to kind of build a hard drive of information so that the wavelengths and the sounds and the choices and the cognitive decisions can be all wrapped up into our mindset. And, it's up to us to do what we're doing with it. So my philosophy is take no crap and go for it, but it's up to you, innit? Are you strong enough, or do you dare reach and grab for your star? Well, that's like I'm a celebrity, innit? I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but yeah. So, right, here we go. I've got about 6 questions with neuropsychologist David Todd, and I'm going to answer them and hopefully not make myself look like a dweeb. Can you remember them from 90s? Them sweets, weren't they? Dweebs. So, let's go. Question 1.
Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, I wanted to ask you some questions about this month is Disability Employment Awareness Month, and there's been information in the news, and also there's been lots of releases by artists to try and help people understand how we welcome neurodiversity in the workplace and how we support inclusion. And I wanted to pitch a few of those themes to you and get your take on each of these themes. And you've touched on 2 already, actually. You said, are you strong enough to get through? And that refers to resilience. And then you said, and can you reach for the stars? And that refers to determination. And those are 2 of the themes already that we've had to go through on our list. Would you add anything else to your perspective on resilience and determination?
Thank God I'm a Taurian, because they're stubborn, resilient, bad-mouthed and determined, so there you go. And there's many more attributes that I could consent to, but I'm not gonna, because then it'd give me and my character away, wouldn't it? So hey, paint a picture from what you hear, not what you see, yeah? Because I do radio.
Well, let me ask you some more practical themes and get your take on them in terms of neurodiversity and inclusion. What do you think about how employers can support access?
I think employers can only support access to work for disabled people if the government stop putting barriers in our way and stop saying we have to work so many hours to meet this level of criteria, because disabled people can only do what they can do physically, mentally, and realistically. So, you know, if people keep putting the targets there for us, then to reach, and kind of not enabling our strengths, then it's gonna always be a battle and always be a fight. And, you know, that's why they don't succeed in meeting disabled people's personal gratification needs. And, like, you know, I don't always feel like a woman because there's that many things that I can't do. And like some disabled people would say, not being able to do makeup, like they have to look how the carers want them to look. And like then people have to dress how the mum and dad wants them to dress, because they ain't got the initiative to get the clothes and stuff. And like, I don't know, I like abstract art, you know. Let's throw it on there, see how it goes, and make a picture out of the beautiful imperfections. So, yeah.
So can I ask you, Nikki, about strength, weakness and interdependence?
Yeah, of course you can. What do you want to know about them, though?
How do you maximise people's strengths, support their weaknesses, and allow people to use that support to achieve what they're capable of through using strengths and compensating for weakness?
Right, you're going to have to break it down step by step, because there are a lot there.
Tell me what strengths people with neurodiversity have that we should be utilising.
Neurodiversity is a wide spectrum.
Talk about your experience from having a brain injury.
Oh, God.
What underused resources and strengths do you have that...
I've got quite a lot, because, like, I've never really accepted that I can't do things. I've always said we can, and I can't, but we can. So, like, other people help me be who I need to be. So their hands are my hands, because my hands don't work properly all the time. So, like, you know, it's like, I guess, a person whose car don't work right, they borrow the friends or the mum and dads to get to work so that they can do their job. I have to borrow carers' abilities like driving skills, hands, walking, talking, so that I can achieve my goals. But I think sometimes the goals that I kind of set myself are so unrealistic that it really does hurt me when I'm trying to achieve them. But I suppose, you know, I'm not one for painting a boring picture. So I have to go for the stars, you know, and try and achieve them.
It's ambition.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Or it's just that I'm stubborn and won't give in.
This is the determination we talked about.
It is, of course it is, yeah.
So could I ask you about these next two themes, Nikki?
Of course you could. Dr David Todd.
What can you tell me about your experience of control and care?
I hate to be controlled, but I have to be cared for so that I can control my cognitive patterns and movement and daily life through help from someone else. But I don't like to be told when I have care and when it should be and the times aren't flexible, because that's just like treating me like an RSPCA dog in a cage. You know, I want to be that chicken that's running around free range.
Yeah. So sometimes care can lead to control, but sometimes care can constrict control.
Yeah, of course it can. And quite often there might be disagreements with carers because they don't understand that I want it doing a certain way, but for me to do it a certain way, I have to use their hands and their skills. It's like, if you want to do something, how do you do it?
I'd use my hands.
You do it the way you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Use your hands, think about it, and then assert it. I can't use my hands. I think about it, and then I can only assert it to a point, procedurally.
Yeah.
So I have to wait until someone comes to help me do what I need to do in some aspects. So it's just a dog-eat-dog world, isn't it? But I think the government do try and understand, but then their kind of speed and compassion of understanding is irrelevant for disabled people, because then they're like, oh, we've like tried to understand it, but we can't understand it, and no one can give us an example. So here's an easy example. How can the Prime Minister write in a meeting for 4 hours when he's only got enough ink in the pen for 2 hours? Yeah?
Yep.
So you don't give a disabled person enough time, enough choice, enough attention, then they're never ever gonna be able to meet their own needs.
That's a really good example.
Yeah, and it's just downgrading. And like the Maslow hierarchy of needs, it's got many platforms, about 7 or 8.
Yep.
About 8, I'd settle on 8, right? It's got 8 platforms, and like the government seem to know about Maslow, but only meet some of the platforms.
Yeah.
And I think
It should go all the way up.
no, I just think that more attention has got to be paid to healing a mental downfall before it actually gets to the burning fire of can't control it point of view. Yeah? Like, you've got to put moisturiser on your skin before it gets really hard and horrible and cracks and causes sores and you have to go to doctors. So why aren't the government kind of helping disabled people find work at their level so that they feel a point of importance through inclusion in the big wide world kind of thing?
Yep.
You know? Why? We're not useless. We all have something to say or something to contribute, and we all have an opinion, and our opinion should be ours and not a predicted one, what they portray.
An assumption.
An assumption, yeah. Prediction of innocence kind of thing. We are the innocent ones who are just told what to do and kind of they try to meet the need, but they don't understand the disability. And like, it's hard, isn't it? Like, why am I, as a brain damaged person, still getting assessed by medical professionals to see if I should get the benefit when my brain damage ain't gonna change. Let's have a little rain check and let's kind of understand that stressing people out gets us nowhere.
Yeah.
But every choice and every decision I have should be mine as a person. So, Mr. Neuropsychologist David Todd, right? I need to know which is more important, the point or the purpose?
What is more important, the point or the purpose?
Yes, I've stumped him. Get in.
I think the journey is always more important than the destination. And so you have to feel like you have a purpose and are on the road you want to be on. The destination, I don't think, is important. It's feeling like you're on the right path that's important. Because we are always travelling.
But the distance, I'm arguing. We're neuropsychologists.
No, that's
going to go wrong.
That's not a neuropsychology opinion. That's just my perspective.
You're right. But the destination has got to be important.
Yeah. Because
you'll not meet your need if you don't go to the right destination. So which is most important, point or purpose?
Well, I mean, I always think that, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. It's the time.
Steps you take to follow the path.
It is. And then you look back and think, where's all that time gone? What have I been doing? And you've been focusing on the next thing. That's what the most of our life is taken up
instead of enjoying the sensation of the moment kind of thing.
I think you have to enjoy the journey.
Of course you do.
But how do you do that? When you've got barriers in the way to being on the journey you want to be on?
Make the barrier part of your achievement.
Yeah.
Instead of part of your giving up kind of thing. Use a barrier as a stepping stone, not a point at which you stop. I mean, if there's a door, right, and you knock on the door and no one answers it, what do? You go back later and knock again. Especially if you're trick-or-treating.
Until they've run out of chocolate.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that applies to barriers to people who've got disability or come from, a place of difference.
I see my head as like a play park. I want to go on the trampoline, I want to go on the swing, I want to go on the running machine, the bike bit of the park, all of it, But I can't do it all together, so I have to cognitively divide my strengths, weaknesses with the time I've got so that I can create a picture or metaphor for the world that we live in. And it is hard having a disability, but, you can either sit there and listen to what people say on the radio or take the road, make your own show and press the button and off we go. Which do you want to do?
Fantastic, Nikki. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.